Yes, Sudha ma'am, we are live now. So, hello everyone. This is Chakit from VAC Global Education. Today we are here with Mrs. Sudha Bhagavi for Australia counseling. So, whatever your questions are, you guys can ask in the chat section, and we'll be more than happy to help you with each and every question which you'll have regarding Australia. So, Sudha ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sudha. I am here representing VAC Global. I am a senior counselor for Australia here. So if you have any queries regarding the next coming intakes, what are the courses that will be available, what are the entry requirements, any questions and queries regarding the upcoming intakes, please to put in the chat box so that we are very happy to answer your queries.
Perfect. So, then, if you can elaborate about the new visa rules which Australia has implemented, so that everyone will get the gist of it.
Yeah, so see, the mainly depends first, I'll just give a gist of how the application process goes for Australia. Initially, when you apply with your documents, you will be getting a conditional offer. Whether it might be the condition, might be the IELTS condition or any of your academics, or if you complete or give all the set of documents as well, there is a condition of GT which every student has to fulfill, which is the genuine temporary entrant criteria. So once this is done, you have to show the required funds, which for 1 year living, 1 year tuition fee, and your return airfare. Once the GT is clear, the university gives you the payment approval, wherein you have to pay 1 semester fee plus the overseas student health cover. Once this is done, you will receive a COE, which is confirmation of enrollment, which state that this particular student has enrolled for this course in this particular university for this intake. So your details are registered in the Department of Home Affairs website. With that COE, you have a unique COE number, which is alphanumeric. So with that COE, there is one medicals part which you have to do, and we will apply for the visa, which is completely online visa. You have to fill in all the details in the DHA website. And see, in order to represent yourself, you have to upload a statement of purpose, because there will be no interview held. So the statement of purpose should contain every detail of you, like your introduction, education background, financial background, why you're choosing this country, why not your country or any other countries, why this course, what are the career outcomes, and what are the visa rules that the student has to know. So once this is done, you will be receiving a visa depending on the university. See, it is a complete online visa. As I said before, it will be, you can receive a visa. There are cases where the visa is received within 1 minute, and or it may take 15 to 20 working days for the visa decision on the visa.
Great, great. So basically the process is quite straightforward. So what Australia is more keen to know how you are going to do your funding.
Yeah,
Where, so
the
could you?
main part of the process from you choosing to the university till you get the visa, the main part is played by the GTE. The student has to fulfill the GT conditions that are given by the university, so that the it helps the student to get the visa. Like there will be 98 or 90 to above 90% visa success rate if the student has good academics, fulfill all the GT criteria, and a good IELTS of 6.5, no band less than 6.
Perfect, perfect. So what about the PT requirement? Can you help us with the
Yeah,
PT?
yeah. PT requirement will be 58, no band less than 50. There are 3 to 4 universities where they take 50, no band less than 50, or 50, no band less than 42. But the main criteria, what they see, whether it is IELTS or PT, is the student has to fulfill the 6 or 50 in the writing section. they're more keen on the writing section. Rest all sections, if it is one band 5.5, few universities will accept. But for writing, they expect the student to have IELTS 6 band, and if it is in the case of PTE, 50.
Okay. Okay.
If the student is aiming at the top GO8 universities or level 1 universities, then 6.5 no band, less than 6 criteria is mandatory.
Can you please explain the last part in GO8?
If the student is aiming for the top universities, which are the GO8 or level 1 universities, the top after the 8th rank. The IELTS criteria should be 6.5 no band less than 6, and PTE should be 58 no band less than 50.
Okay.
If one band less, the student has to go for the ELS program or the ELI course, which we call. They have to study the English requirement in order to go to the mainstream, but like it is not recommendable for the visa to be success. So student has to aim at that 6.5 no band less than 6.
Okay. So when we plan to study in Australia, what are the what would be the key areas where a student need to keep their entire focus on so that they would be able to get the admission as well as the visa? Is it
Yeah.
or the what? How would you categorize it?
Yeah, the categorization starts with the academics, because Australia, when it suppose a student is going for masters, so then the Australian universities also check the university level from which the student has been graduated. So for this, they follow the NUSER guidelines, which is National Overseas Register for courses and universities. In that, the universities in India are categorized into 3 sections: level 1, level 2, and level 3. If the student has studied in a level 1 universities like, Delhi University, JNTUH, IITs, NITs, IIITs, these things, if the student has 65% in the bachelor's, is eligible for some university. Okay, but if the student's bachelor's university comes under the level 2 section, then 70% is minimum which is required. If the student has studied from the level 3 section, 75% minimum percentage for the same university is required. So that is one filter which we have to take care of. Second is the financials. This GT conditions which has the financials, Australia is a bit stringent on it. It is strict on the GT criteria, wherein the student has to show the required funds in the form of savings, FDs, or loans, or even if the PF. So if the student is showing savings and FDs, the funds should be 6 months old, and there should be proof of bulk deposits if the student is showing less than 6 months funds. And if it is a loan, then the verification mail will be sent to the bank with the stating to check the genuinity of the loan. And if the student's parents are government officials or employees who have the PF contribution, they can show. But for them also earlier, if they show the statement of PF, that would be fine. But now they are asking to withdraw that amount, put it in the savings account, and show the proof as the PF deposit.
Okay, so PF funds should be released in the parents'
account, yeah, parents' account. And also see, whatever the course may be, we have to, whatever the duration of the course may be, we have to show 1 year of funds. 1 year of living, 1 year of tuition fee, and the living expenses. So for the second year, we show the ITRs of the parents or the sponsors. It should be around 7 lakhs per annum, the combined ITRs of the sponsors. The sponsors, legal sponsors can be parents, siblings, maternal and paternal uncles and aunts, and grandparents, maternal and paternal side. So the relationship proof should also be taken from them.
Okay, so what all documents we can show in order to establish the relation between the maternal or paternal.
Sure. Suppose if we are taking an example of maternal grandfather name sponsoring. So mother's ID proves father name and the grandfather's father name will be matching. Grandfather's name will be matching, right? So we have to show those two ID cards wherein the father name is mentioned for the mother.
Okay, so any document which has your like the.
Yeah, it can be Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, anything where it has to show the father name of the mother, student's mother.
And same goes for the paternal also.
Yes, paternal side as well.
Can like my uncle, like mother's brother, can sponsor me?
Yes, sure. In the both ID cards, the father name will be matching, so that should not be a problem. Uncle,
Okay.
your mother's sisters or brothers, or father's sisters or brothers can sponsor.
Perfect, perfect. And can you please also tell us a bit about like what all university falls under the section 1, section 2, and section 3 in India?
In India, Section 1 universities are, triple ITs, IITs, NITs, and few top universities in the state, like, if we the JNTUs. The categorization, it changes every year, and that will be given in the NUSA guidelines. For now, we have Delhi University, JNTU, Hyderabad, and if it comes to Pune, we have Pune University, Mumbai University, Savitribai Phule University, and all. These are the few, but they change accordingly every year based on the accreditations of the universities and all.
Okay,
So, yeah.
fine, perfect. What else we can let our students know when they decide about Australia? What are the work opportunities? Like which professions are highly in demand in Australia?
Yeah, usually public service professions like nursing and all, and early childhood, childcare, IT professions. These have high demand. See, this the skilled occupation list is one thing which we have, which decides on the PR points for the settlement. But now Australia has given a stay back. Earlier, it was for minimum of 2 years. The student has to study to get a 2 years post-study work. Now it has extended up to 4 years. See, there are some main places like Melbourne, Sydney, where the student get 2 years post-study work rights, and we have a few other places which are these are called the regional areas. In regional areas, 3 years, and few up to 4 years of post-study stay they will give. And studying in a regional area fetches 5 extra points for the PR as well. So the university may not be in a regional area. So, for example, we have Deakin University, which has main campus in Burwood, Melbourne, and it also has campuses in Geelong, where Geelong falls under the regional area. So, if a student studies in Deakin University Geelong campus, he'll have the extra points for the regional studying in the regional area.
Okay, perfect. And so how is the interview like when you talk about the GT interview? So what questions do the universities ask for in the GT interview?
Yeah, usually whenever any university asks for any interview from the student, the main thing is they expect the student to know everything and everything of everything they are going to do. So firstly, they will ask them the student to introduction. They ask about the academics. If there is a gap, they have to justify the gap. Why have they chosen Australia? Why not any other country? Why only this particular university apart from other universities? What is the course structure? What is the duration of the course? And what are the future career plans once the student studies that course in that particular university? And also the visa conditions. And they will be asking questions on financials, and the student has to clearly answer what all the questions asked regarding the funding, like who are their sponsors, what is the amount they are funding, if they got a loan from the bank. So everything they will expect from the student.
Perfect, perfect. I've got a question from Jay Senguar. He's asking how is the visa success rate of Macquarie University?
Macquarie University, it is in Sydney. So yeah, we see whatever the university may be, if the student has good academics, is strong in the financials and has written a good statement of purpose, 90% above is the visa success rate for Australia. There are very rare cases where the student got the rejection for Australia.
So
See, yeah, so whatever the condition may be, the student should not see when we mention in the SOP, the student should not put any situation where the immigration feels that he's a potential immigrant and he will stay back uh, after coming to the completion of the course. So we have to be that clear when we are speaking about what are the future outcomes. So you have to be clear. See, once I complete this course, I will be returning back to India. And once you return back to India, you have to tell the correct organizations where you have working. See, suppose you have done your course in electrical engineering, and you should not say that I will work in IT companies like TCS, this thing and all. So you have to be clear on what are the organizations that take the master's graduates from the background of electrical engineering. You can take the electricity department if you are speaking about the public sector. So any the fabrications this department where electrical engineering was also a department. So we have to be clear on what are our future goals as well and where we are going to work on which roles.
okay, perfect.
So if this is criteria is met, yeah. So 90% above is the result. Very rare cases of rejection from Australia.
Perfect. And we have got question from Vinjay. He's asking, what about La Trobe University, Bendigo campus? So,
Yeah. So La Trobe University, see what is the first depend upon the campus you choose is the main criteria is what is the course that you are going with. Okay, if the course that you are studying is there in Bendigo campus, it is good. And La Trobe University is one of the good early universities in the top 50 ranking. It is one of the good universities in Melbourne. Okay, so the campus wise, the university wise, it is good campus. The course that we are going to choose, that depends actually.
so basically, you need to choose the relevant course as
Relevant course, yeah. See, because I'm saying, for example, suppose you wanted to go to a regional campus and you have done some course in your bachelor's. So if you're going for direct masters, you have to take the same course of that criteria, because convincing why you wanted to choose another course if you are doing your bachelor's in one stream and wanted to go for master's in another stream is a bit tricky one, and your justification should be more convincing in order to get your offer as well as the visa. So usually what we recommend is, if you wanted to go for direct masters after your bachelor's, then you have to just you have to take the same course where the justification will be easy.
Mhm. So relevancy plays.
So there will be another, yeah, play. If suppose you have done your masters and then you wanted to go for another masters, then that is also possible. In that case, you can choose another masters. See, suppose you have done your masters, bachelor's in IT and masters in IT, you can go to any specialized course like artificial intelligence or data science, where you can specify that I wanted to have this course so that, it will be helpful for my career going into that stream. So you can't do your master's in physics and go to IT and justify that one.
Perfect, perfect. I've got another question from Nikhil. He's asking, can I get a seat with 58%? And I'm assuming that he's asking for master's program.
Master's program, if it is for master's program, then it depends on the level of universities you have chosen. Yes, there are universities which accept 55% from the bachelor's. If you have studied from a level 1 university, again, the university which you have studied matters.
Okay. So depend like but he can still get the options
She
with,
can still get the offer.
yeah, but like the percentage is low, so there's
Yeah.
a
We have options like master's qualifying program or direct masters, but that depends on the university which we have studied in the bachelor's.
Okay, great. The next question is for Australia, is it mandatory to show ITR because my father is working abroad? So is it mandatory?
Yes. ITR, income tax rate, if your father is working in abroad, he has the salary proofs, right? So the last 3 months salary slip and then letter from the employer stating that from when and he's working, because different countries have different ways of paying the income tax. So if it is from countries like Saudi and something, they don't have this ITRs. So they can show the father's experience letter as well as the pay slips and last 6 months bank statements.
Perfect. So I hope that answers your question. The next question is from Vinjay again. He's asking what courses can ECE graduate can choose?
Okay, if you are studying, if you are an ECE graduate, you can definitely go for IT, because there are few IT related subjects like computer networks and all in your bachelor's. You can go for information systems, data science, and any other courses which are related to electronics as well.
Okay, great, perfect. So there'll be plenty of options.
Options.
What how much percentage you have, if how much IELTS or PT score you have, what location is your preference.
Yeah,
So
these are also considered.
areas based on which we can give you the options. So which is the coming intake now? So can we apply for July intake now?
July intake, no, because getting an offer is easy, like 7 to 10 working days. We can get an offer for few universities, and few top universities takes around 2 to 3 weeks. But the GT, fulfilling the GT, we need to have that space. So GT, because the course starts from 21st July. So if a student is aiming at engineering, commerce, or sorry, IT, commerce or business specializations, they can go for November intake. So out of in Australia, there are two major intakes. One is February and one is July. November, we have few universities open with a limited number of courses. So if IT and business courses, then the student can definitely go for November intake or else for February intake. November intake, the student has to take the trimester system where we have to pay the fees in the in 3 times. So usually people prefer for the major intakes of Feb and July.
Can you
And
explain again the
the
payment?
Okay, if the student, there are limited courses and limited universities that are open for the November intake, and which follow the trimester system, wherein the student has to pay the year fee in 3 halves.
Okay. So the installments increases.
And coming to the one important thing I have to tell, come. Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Sorry. Yeah, one important thing I forgot to tell you is regarding the part-times. So Australia allows its students to work 40 hours per fortnight during their study coursework, and during vacation they can work full time. So when we think of 40 hours per fortnight, so you can say that every country provides 20 hours per week. What is the difference? So this 40 hours per fortnight means, see, suppose in this week you have some exams or assignments or something, and you are not unable to work this week. So the entire this week's work you can do, this 40 hours you can complete in the next week.
Okay,
so that is one, yeah, flexibility given to the students.
Complete your 40 hours.
Yes, yes. And during vacation, you will have you can work full time. Usually, Australia students get 5 months of vacation. They start the course in February till May. May to July, they have 2 months of vacation. July to November, they have there, and from November to Feb again, they have 3 months of Christmas vacation. So total in that vacation time, you can work full time.
Perfect. So like Australia have like a lot of opportunities where you can make plenty of money and you can save it for the next year.
Yes, that flexibility it provides to the student.
Perfect. Jay is asking, received COE from Macquarie, lodged my file on 23rd May. My score is 7.5 and academic score is 7.14 CGPA and shows enough fun and genuine fun. Chances of visa success.
It will be 98% you'll get your visa. You have a very good IELTS and academics with the genuine funds. So yeah.
So all the best to Jay, and soon
Yeah.
be able to get his visa.
Visa.
Perfect, perfect. What else should we cover? What so how, like, can you explain about the timeline of how the whole process works? So let's say a student come to you today and the documents, like what all documents they require, then how long does it take to submit their application for the offer letter? And once the offer letter is received, then the GT and filing the visa.
Yeah. So to see, once you submit all the documents, see whatever you have, even if you're studying, also you can apply for a conditional offer till 7 semesters. Suppose you are pursuing your final year, or if you have all the documents as well. Once we submit to the university, usually they take 7 to 10 working days, which is the maximum time for almost all the universities. There are few universities like RMIT, Monash, and some G8s, they take offer letter, they take around 2 to 3 weeks to release the offer letter. So that depends on the university which you have applied for. Once you receive an offer, you have to work on the condition. Suppose a condition is IELTS, then you have to give your IELTS exam, which you have to score around 6.5 with no individual bands less than 6. And mainly you have to concentrate on writing, because writing should be 6 for almost all the university. That is one condition. And you have to clear the GT criteria, wherein you have to show the funding. Okay, we will be helping you out with what are the fundings. You have to show how to create a financial matrix and all. So once you send the funds, they take at least 1 week, because they send the verification mails to the bank. We have to provide the bank managers a bank email ID and a mobile number. So they will check whether the stone funds are genuine or not. You will get a verification. Suppose you are working, then your work experience documents which we give, they will send to your employer stating that to check the genuinity of your fund, of your offer letter and the payslips. So mostly cash in hand salary is a risky. If a salary is provided by a bank transfer, that would be very genuine things. Cash in hand, most of the universities don't accept that when a student provides an work experience documents with cash in hand salary. Once this verification takes somewhere around 7 to 10 working days of time, because they have to get the reward from them. So once this is done, they will give a full offer asking you to pay the funds. Then you have to pay 1 semester fee plus the overseas student health cover. Once you pay the fees, within 24 hours, you will be receiving the TT receipt, which is telegraphic transfer receipt, wherein your bank transfer to the university's bank. So with that receipt and this OHSC certificate, OHSC you can buy from the university, or you can buy it externally by other sources, like, we have Pupa, Medibank and all, which will be $1,200 to $1,500 depending on the location of the university. If the cost of living of that around that university is high, then it will be around $1,500 or $1,200 to $1,500 of OHSC you have to pay. Once these two are sent, within 24 hours to 48 hours, you will receive your COE. COE has a unique 6-digit number, which you have to file your visa, and also you have to go for your medicals. There will be the panel doctors, like the diagnostic centers, which are approved by the DIP, Department of Home Affairs Australia. So you have to go to the medicals over there, and the report will be directly sent to the Department of Home Immigration. That will not be given to you. You have to take your passport and the appointment, and you have to go there. So once this is done, see, the visa can be approved, as I said, within 1 minute. There are few cases where the visa is approved, and or else it takes 15 working days. We have to upload all the documents like your SOP, your COE, your OHSC, everything, your financial documents and all. And once you receive the visa, it is a paper visa. There will be no stamping on your passport or something. You have to take the printout of the visa, carry your passport, and you can pack your bags. So once you reach there, it is always advisable to reach at the orientation, because you have the chance of choosing your class slots. So that see, usually for semester they'll be having 4 subjects, and you can choose the 2-hour slots on which days you want and the timings. So once so that accordingly you can plan your studies and part times, or if you have to give the assignments and all, right? So you can plan accordingly.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you for giving such an elaborated and precise answer. That's very nice and kind of you. The next question is, Vinjay is asking, if visa get rejected, then can we apply again for the same intake with modified SOP?
Yes, you have to clearly state the reason. Usually when they refuse the visa, they will give the reason why you have. Usually, majority of the visa reasons will be either you have the economic ties and the personal ties the students will fail to mention in the SOP. So because we need to we need to show a strong reason why we want to come back, not only the work, but also the personal ties, like your family is living here, you have some assets here. um these type of ties, you have to show what are the amount of assets you have in this home country. So these all you have to mention, so that so usually 90% of the visa rejections, they state that the student fails to demonstrate the economic ties, or else why the chosen program or the service provider. So if you address the points and you can apply, yeah, there are chances for visa to be accepted in the second attempt.
Perfect.
They'll
So
clearly mention the reason why it is rejected.
Australia will give us the exact reason. Like when we apply for Canada visa and it get rejected, then they just say that your purpose of visit is not consistent, and
No, here they specifically mention what is missing in the SOP clearly.
perfect. So that is a big relief for everyone.
Relief, so that it will be easy for the student to address as well. But this happens in rare cases. Out of 100, 1 or 2 will be rejected.
Just because that like they already do so much of scrutiny at the time of the
Yes, yes.
GT and before issuing the COE. Yeah, correct. Now, another question is, what are the chances of me getting transferred from Mylan campus to Australia campus for my program?
So you have to apply to the university, and you have to select the credit transfer, whether the credits are matching or not. So, but you have to specify the reason why you have to change again from one campus to Australia. Like, is there any specific reason why you wanted to change? And so what about the previous provider? There will they accept the change and all? You have to take a letter from the previous provider, and you have to check whether your credits can be transferred, so that you need not study the entire thing again if there are any matching subjects. Yeah, we can, if you have chances of changing, but you have to check on all the conditions.
But it is possible, right?
Possible.
Perfect, perfect. Fine. So I think that was pretty comprehensive information which we have given to the students. Vinjay has another question. He's saying, my friend has 30 backlogs in his bachelor's. Is there any university he can apply to?
30 backlogs, it's a bit risky thing, but yeah, we can try. But it is almost this thing. So we need to have the reason why it is a backlog. If it is due to health reasons or something, yeah, then we can definitely try for universities.
Which universities would you recommend for this student?
CQ and JSU, I would recommend, but again, that also depends on why the backlogs has happened and what is the ultimate percentage of the 30 backlogs. Is there, if there are a genuine reason like health is not good or any other reason, then that would be fine.
He's saying, and he was deported from US. Will it affect his visa chances?
Yes, because they will definitely check. Even if we hide that one, if they put the passport number, they'll get and the entire immigration history. So in this case, the scrutiny will be more. They will check each and every aspect. So yeah, there are less chances of getting an offer. The
Perfect.
deported reason should also be mentioned. If it is any fraudulent issues or something, then definitely no. If there anything which we can consider, we can check for it. So you can ask the student to contact us so that we will check and give him an answer.
Perfect. So, Vinjay, I've just shared a link in the chat section. You can ask your friend to click that link, get in touch with us, and Sudha ma'am will help you with the process. Unauthorized job was the reason. So he was doing.
No. Okay. So in that case, it is definitely a red flag.
So, but still, let's discuss this.
Let's discuss and we can try for it.
Perfect. So, guys, anybody have any other question? Then we will be more than happy to answer your questions. And any last words, Sudha ma'am, before we can wind up?
No, if you are ready with your documents and you're planning, please to get in touch with us so that we will share the shortlisting and all. You can apply for the conditional offer. So we will provide you an offer within this thing, so we can help you out. So if it is a good time to start for November intake, if you are looking for any IT or business related courses, and for the Feb intake if you are looking for the other courses. But if you want a good options, with all the universities in Australia are government funded universities. It has around 40 universities, out of which almost 38 are government funded. So the genuinity, the arts, the degree from the master's degree or the bachelor's degree adds weightage to your resume. So if you are planning to apply for the November intake or the Feb intake, it is the right time to approach us for the application process.
Perfect. And what about can you please also explain them what are the different condition based on which they can apply for conditional offer letter? Like for example, if they are still studying, they are still waiting
Yes,
to.
if you are still studying as well till 6 or 7 semesters, what are your documents you have? You can get see, passport is mandatory for the application, and your 10th, 12th are mandatory for the application. Rest all bachelor's documents, whatever you have, you can give it to us. We will apply for the conditional offer. If you are ready with your degree, then also you can apply. So that in the conditions, it will be the GTE condition. So that we will help you out, like how to fulfill. If there are any GT interviews for that particular university, we will prepare you for that universities as well. Like we will give you tips on how to show the funds for the universities.
So everyone will have plenty of time, like even if they don't
Yes.
6 months,
Yeah.
still plan your bank statement in such a manner that you would be able to have funds before you apply for the visa for November intake.
Yeah, and one more thing is, see, suppose the university takes 10 to 15 working days in the place of 7 to 10 working days as well. We have plenty amount of time to plan the other things till the visa. So if we rush in the last minute, then that will be again a mess, and we will be in a tense. See, if the visa approval takes some 15 to 20 working days based on the number of applications that at that time are lodged. So we'll have a smooth flow if we start planning our applications prior. So in order to avoid the last minute rush.
Perfect, perfect. So everybody who is watching this live and you guys are interested to study in Australia, if you do not have your degree right now, or if you do not have your IELTS or PT score, you can still apply and get the offer letter from the university. And once these requirements are fulfilled, then we can apply for an unconditional offer letter.
And we do have trainers for IELTS as well. So if you are interested, please click on the link so that we can schedule a demo, so that you can decide on which course you can take, like whether it is IELTS, PT or Duolingo, because almost all the tests are accepted in Australia.
Perfect, perfect. So thank you very much, guys, for joining in and asking your questions. If you have any questions which we have not covered, you can just simply click the link which is given in the description, also in the chat section. The number is 8810435500, and we will be more than happy to help you. Sudha ma'am will guide you about your admission requirements, about the visa, and GT will help you write your SOP. If you have not prepared for IELTS, we can prepare you for IELTS PT, and we will leave no stone unturned to make sure that you reach Australia for the coming intake. So, any last word from you, ma'am?
No, thanks. Thank you for attending the session. Please do start your application process as soon as possible to have a smooth flow till your visa.
Perfect. So thank you guys. We shall see you. Like we are doing this daily live at 5 p.m. So tune in tomorrow. We will have another session with another counselor, and we will continuously keep on delivering what is required, the authentic information which will help you decide your career better. So thank you, and we shall see you tomorrow, same time, 5 o'clock, with another update, another country, another courses, and lot of information. So thank you very much, and we shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.